Okay, good night, everybody. We are going to talk about going gold. So I know there's a lot of you who are already silver and you're trying to figure out those next steps to get you to gold. If you're not yet silver, then keep working on getting your first 3. And there is a brand new level 2 checklist that's in the action plans section of our team webpage. So be sure to check that out for step-by-step to walk you through the things that you can do to work on getting your first 3 and getting silver. Once you hit silver, these are some great steps to work towards to help you go gold. So what I have heard and what I honestly believe is that gold is the biggest step that you'll ever have to make. Going from 3 to 20 people is a huge step. It can take a little while to get there. Don't get discouraged. The leaders on like the diamonds, they say, if you can go to gold, you can go to diamond. Okay, so this is a lot of time for personal development, leadership development, learning what works, learning what duplicates to get your team to grow from just a couple intimate friends that have joined you to now a team of people under you. So we're going to talk about a few ways that will really help you get to that step. So the first thing that I want you to work on is to continue to focus on that power of 3. If you haven't looked at that power of 3 worksheet, I really encourage you to take a look at that because it really shows the potential of the company. If you were to just add 3 and they added 3 down the 7 levels, you'd be earning like $14,000 a month, an estimate of the pay points. So it's really important to do the power of 3. Now, remember, with Plexus, you're not limited to just 3 that you can add. So, don't let that confuse you. You can continue to add as many friends and personal level 1s as you want to. In fact, the more you add, the better. But back to focusing on that power of 3. Now that you've done the first step, you've gotten your 3. So the next step is to help your 3 become silver. You're going to help them find their 3 people. That's their first goal. And when they get to silver, then they'll, continue that duplication process. So you're learning how to duplicate. You're going to share with them the things that have worked for you. You're going to encourage them. You can help them with 3-way calls. You can reach out if they need that assistance, but you're going to focus on helping those that are wanting to work the business go silver. Don't worry about those who are just wholesale customers right now, or they say they don't want to work the business. Focus on those who have joined you, who really are interested in doing the business. Give them your attention and help them. All right. After you've made that a priority, then you want to continue to focus on for yourself to go wide. Continue making your goal be to add 3 new customers and 3 new ambassadors every month. Okay, that's my personal goal, and that should be your personal goal too. Don't get 3 and then stop and say, okay, I've got my 3, now I just need to help my team get more. You still want to continue to grow because the wider your base of level 1s, the quicker you can grow your team. Because not everybody's going to want to work the business, and that's okay. Some people jump in for the lowest price. Some people decide, for whatever reason that it's not going to work out for them. And that's okay. Focus your attention on those who want it and keep adding more people. Those customers that you add, those, your 3 customers that you're trying to add each month, help them, coach them to see their own personal success. And then when they love their products, convert them over to ambassadors. And that's a way to continue to grow your team. So keep going wide. All right, the next thing, number 3, that I want you to do, and I apologize, it's beeping here. Number 3 is, if you haven't done this yet, I want you to write down your list of 100 people, okay? It may just seem, a little cheesy to write down, 100 people. But truly, when I sit down and I work through a new list, I think of a lot more people that I didn't consider before. And you'll quickly realize that you know a lot more people than you think you do. So use that Frank's list and try to come up with 100 people. And then once you get that 100, then I want for you to do these 2 steps. I want you to write down your top 10 on that list. Okay, these would be what we call our chicken list or our dream list. You're too chicken to reach out to them, but they'd be your dream people to have on the team. These are going to be people who are friends who inspire you. They're very positive. They're full of energy. They're enthusiastic. You know they'd be great at this because people would love to follow them. And they have a lot of influence. Now, don't put people in a box because you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who may end up joining you and they'll completely surprise you. They'll just come out of nowhere and they'll be one of your top leaders and you go, I never expected that. So don't just prejudge and think that, oh, well, they're not very outgoing or they're not, they don't talk a lot. That's okay. They can still do very well. In fact, a lot of people who come into this, talking like they're going to do really well and getting you all excited, then they end up being a dud. So, and yet the quiet ones, they're the ones who are behind the scenes really studying, learning what it takes to be a leader, and they will quickly develop that. So you never know, but make your list of your top 10, those people that you would love to do business with, that you'd love to host meetings with, that you'd love to be going to Hawaii with, your top list, and then don't be afraid to reach out to them. So I want you to contact them, not just everybody on the list, but especially make sure that you're going to reach out and touch base with those 10, okay? So when you contact them, I want you to be personal with them. I want you to form or rebuild a relationship with them. People don't want to be sold to. Think about those people who come up to you and tell you about the candles they're selling. You're like, that big wall, that X sign, you're like, no, not interested. People don't want to be sold to. So when you reach out to them, if you haven't talked to this person in a while, you don't just want to, what we call puke Plexus on them. We don't want them to feel like the only reason you're talking to them is because you're trying to recruit them. So if you haven't talked to them in a while, I want you to ask how they're doing, connect with them in some way, really start to rebuild the relationship. Maybe the first time or two that you reach out to them, you're just trying to reestablish that relationship. Maybe ask them if you can do coffee and get to know, get to visit with them again and learn what they've been up to. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. You hear me say that a lot, but they really want to know that you care about them. And if you're reconnecting a relationship, as you're discussing things, it will come up. You will hear how they're looking for better health, they're looking for more energy, they're looking for a little extra income, and that's when you can squeeze it in. Or they just say, what have you been up to? And you have the opportunity to share with them. All right. So wait to connect with them on Plexus until that door opens and you've formed that good rapport and relationship, because again, this is relationship marketing, so that is an important aspect. Okay, the next thing that I encourage you to do is when you're sharing Plexus with them, so now you've gotten that relationship rekindled, or you've reached out to your friends that have been seeing you posting about it, and you start to present the whole Plexus idea. They seem intrigued. They seem interested. Offer to send them a video. There are some really good ones like Lori Harrison's mentoring video, Sonia Dudley's Plexus presentation. It could be one of the new ones that was just released at Super Saturday. So pick one that you really feel would speak to them and would encourage them to want to get involved. So what you could say is, hey, there's a really great video that I'd love you to watch. If I send it to you, would you take the time to watch it? If they say, sure, yeah, send it on over, then what I want you to do is I want you to set up a time to follow up with them. Say, great, I'll send that to you, and then I'll reach back out with you tomorrow at 6 p.m. so we can chat about it. Set a time and follow up. Do what you say you're going to do. They're anticipating your follow-up. Even if they're not interested, stick with that time and reach back out to them. Most of the time, if they watch that video and they know they have a deadline to watch the video, if they watch that video, they get really intrigued, they get really curious, and they may want to learn more and they may want to join. So don't just give it to them and then let them sit and stew on it. The longer that time goes by without reaching back out to them, the more they're likely to let it go or come up with excuses. So you've got to follow up soon, right after you present it. Okay, so the next step, what are we at? 5, fifth step, right? Number 5, seal the deal. Learn how to seal the deal, okay? Once you've presented the opportunity, you've shared some Plexus, you've shared this video, you've given them some information to answer just, the key information. Again, you don't have to bombard them and share a whole lot. You answer the questions as they ask, but now they're intrigued, they're interested, this video caught their attention. You want to learn to seal the deal, and this is where a lot of people drop the ball. This is something that I want to help you with. So there is a video that I did on this called Learning to Close, or the act of closing or something, but don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. It's okay if they say no, but a lot of times in that window, if you reach back out to them and you're enthusiastic, you're encouraging them, come on, this is going to be fun. I know this is what you've been looking for. More often than not, they get excited by your excitement and they'll jump on board with you. So don't let fear keep you from reaching out to them. Here's something that you could say. You could say, and I wrote this down. So are you ready to join me? I know this is something that you would be great at, and I think it's something you've been looking for. So give it a try. Come do this with me. It's going to be so much fun, and I'll be here for you every step of the way. You be sure to, if you're talking to them in person, share your enthusiastic voice. If you're texting, say, I am so excited for you. Use words to convey that you are excited and you're like ready and eager for them to jump in. I can't wait to help get you started. Show that, this is something that they're going to love, and they pick up on that passion. If you're like, oh, I don't know what they're going to say. Well, I'll just follow up in a couple days, and then you give them time to come up with those excuses. They can sense that hesitation. So be excited, be eager for them, and they'll more likely than not jump in. Don't make the mistake of waiting. All right. And don't forget, the worst they can say is no. And it is okay to go for no. No is not personal. We're going to get a lot of no's. And I tell you what, the Diamonds have gotten more than anybody else, because the more you reach out to people, the more people you talk to, the more no's you get better at how to say things. You get better at not taking it personally and just continuing to move forward. Go for the ones who are interested, and start with your friends and family who you're most comfortable with. Just be real and be excited. All right. All right. So the next thing that you want to do is, moving on, completely different topic here, but get the word out. All right. So you've made your power prospect list. That's your warm market, people you already know. You're reaching out to them, you're closing deals with them. But you've also got to continue to grow your network. So I want you to step out and get out of your comfort zone and reach out to people outside of your current existing network. Start sharing your business cards all over town. Go to vendor events or host opportunity meetings. Invite friends to lunch. Do a pink party, a little sip and see. Do launch parties for yourself if you haven't done one, or for any new people that join your team. You're basically trying to spread the word out there in your community. You want people to know that you are a Plexus ambassador so that they recognize you as a leader. Maybe they're not interested right now, but I tell you what, there are so many referrals that I've been given by people who know that I'm a Plexus ambassador. They see my posts, and even if they're not interested, I've had so many go, hey, I told my mother-in-law about you, and she's going to message you for more information. So just keep getting that word out there. When you go out to eat or you go shopping and you see someone who has a lot of enthusiasm, they gave you great customer service, don't be afraid to say, hey, I really love your enthusiasm. You gave me such great customer service today, and I need people like you on my team. And hand them your business card and see if you can follow up with them. Talk to people. And even if initially it doesn't seem like it's doing anything for you, I mean, heaven knows how many business cards I've left all over town and things that I've done that nothing seems to come of it. But it is, in the long run, you're marketing, you're spreading the name of Plexus. You are helping our company become a household name so that down the road, when the time is right, it could be someone on your team that ends up benefiting from that. And that's okay. I went to a vendor event, talked to someone who was there who had already heard of Plexus by 2 different people, but it just happened to be that more reinforcement was all she needed, hearing about it again, and she ended up signing up further down my team, and that's great. So just keep spreading the word. It'll end up helping you. Eventually, you'll start getting some customers, but don't be afraid to get out there. The more experience you have with talking to people, going and doing events, the more people will recognize you as a leader too, so that'll help. All right, the next thing is I want you to go to any events in your area, online events, local events, whatever is in your area, I want you to go because I want you to set yourself up as the leader of your team. And if you don't go, if you make an excuse, then your team's going to do the same thing. They're going to go, well, you know, she didn't go. It must not be that big of a deal. Or maybe she's not taking this as seriously. So by you going to the events and encouraging your team to go, it just shows people, hey, this is her job and she's serious about this. And, you know, maybe I will go and check it out. Your team will fizzle out if they see that you're not doing things. So keep actively promoting yourself as a Plexus leader. And the event that I feel is most beneficial is convention. All right. So this weekend is the deadline for the early bird registration. If you haven't signed up to go, I really encourage you to make every effort you can to be there. Convention is where leaders are made. They say those who go, grow. I really want you to try to be there. It's like 3 or 4 days of just excitement and energy, hardcore training, leaders from all over. You get to meet tons of these faces that you see online. It becomes real. You're no longer behind the computer just seeing other things. You're talking to people that have real stories of success, and it really renews your passion and your enthusiasm. You come home energized and ready to do this and inspired to get out there and just rock your business. So you can grow and you can get to gold without going to events. But if you can possibly make it to this one, I guarantee it's going to bless your socks off to be there. I will be there, and I will introduce all of you who come to Celeste and any of the leaders, the jewel leaders that I'm friends with. We'll have a great time. So registration is $79.99 through Sunday night. So I really encourage you to sign up. You can earn the cost of that registration back. We're going to Vegas and we're going to have a blast. All right. All right. The next thing on the list is I want you to look, act, and be a leader. Okay. Look like a leader. When you go out, dress like a leader. Act like a leader. Be professional. When you post on Facebook, they said it at Super Saturday, leave your crazy at home. Okay. Be professional. You want to inspire people. You want to exude enthusiasm and be, think like a diamond. That's what they say, right? And be a leader. Be someone that your team can count on. When they have had a rough day, then you want to be able to be that shoulder for them that they can come and vent to and cry on. You want to build them up and esteem them. If they need a little, elbow in the side to get back to work, then you can be that for them. But you want to be that role model and that encourager, that leader that they're looking up to. You want to train them, all right? You might can get to gold without a team, but you won't get much further. You really need your team. You got to help build those relationships and teach them how to, grow their own teams. We really do need our teams. We depend on them. So be that leader for them. One final thing that I don't think is required, but I really think it'll benefit you, is to make a dream board if you haven't done this yet. A dream board is just, it can be a poster, it can be a piece of paper, it can be digital, but I want you to think about the things that really inspire you, that really motivate you. If money was no object, what would you be doing right now? Okay. Would you be vacationing with your family more? Would you be able to pay off your debt? Would you be retiring your husband? Would you be giving to a charity that you have a huge passion and heart for? What are the things that you really would like to do in your lifetime? I want you to put those on a dream board. It could be simple. I mean, for me, I've got new furniture on mine, but it could be big. I want to travel across America with my kids while they're still in school. I want to take them on a mission trip. So whatever it is that really speaks to your heart, I want you to put that on your dream board. And I want you to have that somewhere nearby, so that on those days where you're just feeling frustrated, where you're not feeling very motivated to want to do anything with your business, I want you to look at that and go, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm working my business. That's why I'm being my own boss. And I'm going to find what it takes to succeed, because I don't want to work paycheck to paycheck 40 years of my life and not have anything to show for it. I want to be like these women and men who have learned how to succeed. This industry, you guys, is the only industry out there where people with no training and experience, just really the ordinary person can become extraordinary, all right? And Plexus has products that people need. Everybody can benefit from our products. Improved health and quality of life is something that everyone is looking for. So we're in the right company. We're in the right industry. I want you to find what motivates and inspires you and let that fuel your desire and your passion to keep working this business. So that's what I have for you tonight. I hope those are some great tips. Clark and I are working really hard to put a nice big list together into the level 3 action plan for getting from silver to gold. And hopefully in the next week or so, we will have that complete and up on the website for you. But we just wanted to make sure that you had some tips. I've got so many of you that are pushing for gold and you're getting really close. So, and those of you who've just reached silver, this is a great list of things to go back through. I did record this, so I'll put this up on the website. You guys can go through this list and learn the skills and steps that you need to take to get to gold. All right, so I'm going to push stop and I'll follow up with some question time with you. And thanks for being with me on the recording.